We'll be looking at all the different options. The two interesting parts is the interactive teller services that we're launching, which is basically a branch in a box. So the ATM machine is growing in functionality instead of disappearing. So an ATM can contain a teller on a screen that can be sitting far away, so you can open up a branch locally. So the ATM is actually growing in existence. And the other part of it is the mobile phone and the whole new generation of people that doesn't have the patience for ATM transactions in general. So they can start the transaction somewhere and end up doing it through this intelligent ATM.
هل هذا يعني أن شكل ال ATM كما عرفناها سيتغير في المستقبل؟
Yes, definitely. There will be many different kinds of machines. We also will see trends where cash usage is different. So recycling is becoming an important aspect around the world, where the machine will actually take the cash and put it back out, instead of the old machines where you would take the cash in and wait for fresh cash to come out to be dispensed.
طبعا عملية التطور البنكي متفاوتة حول العالم. اليوم بالنسبة لمكانات السحب الآلي التقليدية، أين يكمن النمو الأكبر في المبيعات جغرافيا على مستوى العالم؟
Well, still all over the world, the ATM business is growing. There's new entrants coming into the business, and also the banks are solidifying. However, we're seeing more ATMs taking deposits or doing recycling, and therefore there's not one region that leads in the business. It's all based on the business parameters. Like Western Europe right now is going a little slower than Northern America. Latin America is growing. Southeast Asia is growing. And of course, locally here, we see an incredible growth. Today, NCR sits on majority of the market here, and there's still a lot of growth going on in existing customers.
انضمامك إلى NCR قبل بضعة أعوام جاء من مدخل الشركة التي أسستها، والتي قامت بابتكار حلول تقوم بعملية إدارة النقد وبالتالي توفير الأموال على المصارف. حدثني عن هذه الحلول من فضلك.
Yes, well, certainly we started years ago, 2 decades ago now, creating a solution that simply operates the networks more efficiently. So we can apply mathematics and operational analysis to the networks and create savings, millions of dollars of savings for each of these banks.
هل تعتمد كل بنوك العالم هذه الحلول؟
No, we're still in our starting mode. However, we do have systems on all 6 continents. So we have like the largest in Russia with over 100,000 cash points, and many small ones. And it's also being offered as software as a service and other creative ways of getting to the market.
من أين يأتي الوفر الذي تؤمنه هذه الحلول؟
Well, because the banks have to get cash in place for the need of customers, the first thing is to determine how to have the highest availability of cash in the right denominations, and then service it the best possible. So we're balancing all the cost components, transportation, the interest rate of the cash sitting there, and so on. And when we find that perfect balance, we're cutting the cost to the bone and saving them everything. Yeah, it's basically a logistics problem, but it's different from transporting things, because of the value of cash. So this is all about putting the right cash at the right place at the right time for the right reasons, but at bottom line cost. And this is how we save, by simply applying the cash intelligently all the time, by being aware of where the cash will be needed when.
هل هذا يتطلب تجميع بيانات تاريخية عن مكنة في موقع معين؟
Yes, indeed. Not so much the demographics, it's more consumer demand based. But in the beginning, we do use historical data, and then as the system produces daily recommendations, it becomes history. So from then on, it's automatic.
فكرة إدارة النقد بذكاء كانت تراود بو مغرين، وهو لم يزل يتدرج وظيفيا في إحدى كبريات شركات التكنولوجيا العالمية. الشاب الطموح اختار المجازفة قبل ربع قرن من الزمن، فكانت شركته التي اشترتها NCR قبل عامين. عن الانتقال من الأمان الوظيفي إلى العمل الخاص يتحدث مغرين في عيادة الأعمال.
For someone who wants to create a company, I think the most important is to have a good idea. Now, the timing of that could be whenever it's convenient, but you have to have some experience in business before you go out and try your idea, so that you have just more than an idea. You can substantiate it with a business plan and how to do it. Now, I would also advise to think big, because from day one, depending on what product, of course, you're talking about, but something where you think internationally, I come from a very small country, so I had no choice. I had to think internationally. And that has helped tremendously, because sometimes Latin America would be down in economy, North America would be up. I think it's important to be able to ride all of those aspects around the world if your product is suitable for that. Now, at the same time, you have to find something that you really want to do. The best thing, I haven't worked for the last 20 years because it's all been a hobby. I was very lucky finding something that I could go out and evangelize. And trust me, there will be a lot of that. You'd have to talk to customers. Most important thing ever is to talk to customers, listen to them, let them guide you how to bring things to the market. And if you do something international, that requires a lot of travel. Travel away from home, but also fantastic experiences with very exciting people. And so it's very rewarding once you get to that point. But the first years can be tough, calling around, trying to get your idea across to people. Not always easy, but it's worth it. I will advise my children and anyone else I ask if they should be in a big company or a small company, that a big company is good for experience, but small companies has passion. There's so much life in a small company, and when it's your own idea being pushed and your own people with good friends around you, you can have more fun than it should be allowed.